Studio Wildcard have been hiding something from us for a while, or it's just that the community haven't noticed it. It's gone unnoticed for almost 4 years. Now, this all relates to the future story that we're going to be finding out in Lost Colony in November 2025 regarding Arat Prime. Now, I find it so crazy how, years and years later, hundreds of thousands of people playing the game, so much stuff still goes unnoticed in ARK. And I sometimes feel like it's because the lore isn't maybe talked about as much as other games. I'm not too sure. But if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here, and let's dive in with it. So TechArk, a really awesome creator in the ARK community, said, "Hey, so this has been in the game since Gen 2. The ARK Minigun model has a secret little mention of Arat Prime plastered on its side. Funny how this has gone unnoticed for almost 4 years. Sneaky, sneaky ARK devs." And as you can see, Dolly put loads of laughing, which is just like ha 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 ha. And I've never noticed this at all. But then we actually have a photo from Nanostel, who's Neddy said is kind of become the new lore expert in the game, and so I need to subscribe to Nano's channel. But basically it says it looks like it's been upscaled already in the ASA dev kit, and it says the Terran Federation Arms Inc. So Arat Prime Forces maybe. And as you can see, it says Terran Federation Arms Inc. Arat Prime Forces, I think, instead of Forges. It looks like it says Forges, but I think it says Forces. And then it says VDC 28, RPM 7000. I mean, I'm guessing, is this just to do with the actual weapon itself? I'm guessing. But, you know, a lot of this has been, been going on in the game for a long time. And I think, you know, Arat Prime was meant to be one of the next upcoming DLCs for ARK, and I think they probably were planning on just calling it Arat Prime at one point. And someone said it's probably the Forges, not the Forces, because it says it's probably a weapon manufacturer, and I think that the Terran Federation military was a Federation Armed Forces, which is why back of the Federation has the FAF logo with the first F flipped around. I mean, there's so much lore to this game, which is crazy, and I think that's why it would make such awesome films. I know obviously they got the animated series season 2. Jeremy actually tweeted with some more screenshots saying it's coming later this year. But I just believe those films that we talked about earlier on would be absolutely amazing for this game. So Arat Prime has been talked about for many, many years when it comes to ARK. And Arat Prime is a high-tech facility on Earth which was first hinted in ARK Extinction back in 2018. Obviously, it plays a role in launching the Genesis ship and its connection to the Genesis simulation. So kind of with Arat Prime, that's why Lost Colony is coming after Extinction, is because it links into Genesis and then ARK 2. So it all kind of had played its role, and I think maybe, I don't know what happened, maybe they decided not to do the DLC back in the day, and then I don't know, because ASA was such a last minute thing. But obviously it's got massive significance in the game because it's the birthplace of the ARKs, and its mysterious silence during Earth's collapse was a really interesting thing to a lot of the community. So obviously Arat Prime seems to have some high tech, as you know, especially being a launch site for the Genesis ship, but also as a place to move the consciousness of, if that's the word, of the mind into the Genesis simulation. And also apparently its Latin translation, primus atra, means the first plow. If I get any of this wrong, this is just what I'm reading off the wiki. It symbolizes the start of humanity's efforts to reclaim Earth. Arat Prime's location is on the dark side of a locked Earth, which is why it results in the frozen and hostile environment. If you guys have seen the teaser trailer, obviously we know it's in a frozen landscape, and it's something that Studio Wildcard have talked about for a very, very long time, because I think we knew we were always going towards this path. You know, like I remember even like Neddy got some like high praise from Jeremy for doing like a little, like he started a project, an ARK project called the Frozen Seed. And I think and it's been talked about many times. Jeremy's talked about a Frozen DLC for ARK in the past. I've made videos on it years and years ago, yeah, this is obviously the new landscape. It's going to be a hard DLC as well. I'm telling you, there's going to be all different things about this DLC. Some people might not like it, but if people seriously want a challenge, like ARK hasn't been a challenge for years. I'm going to be honest, the PvP side of things is a challenge, but the game isn't actually that much of a challenge. I feel like this DLC is going to be a true challenge for people. And then obviously the presence of element-powered factions vying for control, which is going to be one of the things which is introduced within the Lost Colony DLC. Also, you know, one of the awesome things that we're looking forward to is like it's bridging the gap from Extinction to ARK 2. So, you know, Lost Colony serves as like a narrative bridge between Extinction, Genesis, and ARK 2, which is going to add a lot more to the story. And Mei Yin's journey and her role in uniting the past and the future of ARK, as portrayed by Michelle Yeoh in the upcoming DLC. Also, you know, there's a lot of importance of like, you know, how for a long time we've kind of known there's been something going on, but I do believe that a lot of ARK players have kind of played the DLCs and not really focused on the lore side of things. And now we're going back and finding so much we may have not seen in the past, which links to our future of where we're about to be in the world of ARK. So I know there's going to be a lot of lore masters out there that are going to listen to that last bit and say, Dom, what are you on about? We've followed the lore for years. But ARK is not really like that. Obviously, it has huge lore behind it. That's the crazy thing. But it doesn't push you into the story like a lot of other survival games do, whereas you kind of like find out a lot more about the story, get told a lot more as you're going along. Whereas with ARK, obviously, you know, we had our explorer notes and stuff, but they only sort of really started to push towards you. So I feel like it really started as that survival game that didn't have it wasn't pushing the lore onto you, which obviously I liked. But as I'm getting older and as I'm, you know, we're moving further more into the ARK story with Lost Colony, it becomes also more interesting. And considering obviously animated series like we said earlier, the films, I think that's what ARK truly needs, is to really sort of show to the community. I know they like to kind of hide the lore side of things to it, but I think it would be awesome if they really showed it more to us and took us a bit more on an adventure. And I think they did that with Genesis, you know, the HNNA, where we actually kind of had a narrator speaking to us for this DLC. And I'd like to see that more. I do believe that's going to happen. More with the new DLCs, and I kind of have felt like since ASA has launched, I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I've kind of felt a bit like I've missed the feeling of wanting to know what's coming next. And I think that's what I was really looking forward to with ARK 2, is it was going to be the next part of the story. And it's kind of like we've been at a massive standstill since ASA's launch, because we're re-getting the content in a better light than we've had before, and the maps are better than they've ever been before. But we've just been on a massive pause since like 2022. So 3 years of just not really knowing what's going on. It's been like waiting for the next Avengers film. Like, it's just a bit crazy. So who else is excited for Lost Colony? Something I truly hope that this DLC does is brings a lot of the ARK community back together as one. I absolutely love launch days for ARK Survival Ascended, because it's the one time that truly a lot more of the ARK community comes together like we once did on the old game. And that's what I can't wait for Lost Colony, because it's going to give long-term ARK fans that might be playing on the old game still a reason to come back and experience the next part of ARK's story altogether. And that's something I've truly missed. And being a content creator, I didn't expect this to happen in this way. I thought that ARK Survival Evolved was kind of going to go, and we were going to experience ASA with all the different maps and stuff. But you know, the way that I've talked about this in my last video, the way that the game the game is at the moment, I've really not enjoyed. Like, I'm really enjoying ASA, and I can't see myself going back to ASE, even though I do believe it's currently the better game. I think the potential future ASA has will end up one day making ASE obsolete. It comes with you know, the optimizations, PCs being able to run the game a lot easier, you know, because they're going to like lower the requirements. That's something I'm going to be talking about in an upcoming video. But just bringing the ARK community back together would literally, I think it might bring a tear to my eye, and then Lost Colony and us all experiencing it together. But before that, we've got a hell of a lot of other stuff to look forward to. You know, Ragnarok. We've got hope this Unreal Engine 5.5 update is going to be good. And apart from that, guys, I'm going to catch you later. Thank you very much for watching. Come and join us in the LoadedCrysis cluster if you're looking for servers to play on. Link in the description down below to my Discord. And I'll see you guys in my next video.